Hey everyone, so this is my video review on the EasyStringer. It's set up right behind me, as you can see. The video is coming in two parts. First parts are short little clips of my initial impressions I made when I was stringing my first racket with it, and then I sit down and talk about my review on it after using it for a couple of weeks. Anyway, so let's get to the initial impressions. Hello everyone. So this is my first kind of attempt at the EasyStringer. It's not a full review, it's kind of like it's gonna be part of the review, this video, but the actual review is gonna come later when I get like full experience with it. So some initial thoughts. Pretty easy to set up. Again, one of the things you may notice is the tools I'm using are my own tools. I did not order it with the set of their tools, but they turned out like they're almost exactly the same. It turns out I'm using the same Gamma floating clamps as they are. Anyway, sets up really nice, but now I'm gonna start my little first attempt at stringing. I paused the video to have both hands free. Basically the start was pretty easy. I always use a starting clamp. That's just my technique been with my other stringer, and I'm using the same technique here to make comparison like fairly accurate towards the way I string. Well, as you can see here, I finished off the main strings, about to start the cross strings. Everything was fairly smooth sailing, but being my first time, it definitely took a little bit longer. But anyway, now starting the cross. So as you can see here, I'm already starting the crosses, and like again, this is part of like the first racket I'm stringing. Anyway, initial impressions as well. Everything is fairly straightforward. Not much difficulty, not much of a learning curve, especially if you've strung other rackets before. Definitely a little bit slower, and maybe this is a personal thing, and I'll see how it goes after more rackets are strung. I need to learn how to release it a bit more smooth, so it's not of a much of an impact on the frame. Anyway, again, this is the first frame I'm stringing. I'm gonna test out how the tension feels when I play, and then after I hit a few, string a few more times, I'll be posting the review at the end of this video, talking about whether I think it's worth it, whether if there's anything like I'd like to see improved, maybe some tips and tricks, but anyway, this is it so far. So this is the first finished racket. Tension wise, like by feel, everything feels pretty good. Nothing new to really report, but anyway, I'm gonna take this racket out for some testing on how the actual tension feels when playing. I'm pretty sensitive to that, I noticed a few pounds off usually, but full review is gonna come after I string quite a few rackets off this. That way I can give my best impression of it, but initial impressions, I like it. Definitely, I think it's gonna get better once I get more used to it. But anyway, full review coming shortly after this. Alright, so this is my review on the EasyStringer. I've been using it for quite a bit now, so I got a little bit more experience with it. I'll try to keep this review as short and sweet as possible. The first initial, not really complaint, but worry I had that the gun, the EasyStringer, I mean, it looks like a little gun, but that it releases the tension with an impact against the frame. Anyway, about that, I contacted EasyStringer to see if there's any tips on how to lessen that. They gave me a few cool tips, and definitely not an issue anymore. Releasing it pretty smooth. So if you run into the same problem as I did, give them a contact. They'll help you out with that. Next things, ease of use. If you've been stringing rackets for a while, definitely very easy to use, pretty straightforward. Learning curve is very small. If you're new to stringing, I'm not sure, because when I was just starting to string, like I remember my first rackets took like 3 or 4 hours to string. So and now, like well, leading into the time it takes to string a racket with this EasyStringer, it's definitely going to be a little bit longer than like a tabletop model or like a floor model, like basically a big professional stringer, but that's not its goal. Would I take it to tournaments? Yes, definitely planning on taking it to tournaments. It's extremely lightweight. Tension looks fairly accurate. Like I've been stringing a few rackets, I got it to the tension I want. It's very even across the frame. Doesn't seem to damage the frame in any way. As far as like traveling with it to tournaments, I haven't yet. Definitely plan on, especially when I'm returning to professional tennis. Definitely we're gonna take it on the road. As far as like how it will be like in checked luggage, if they're gonna check my bags extra hard, I'm not sure about that, but the huge benefit is it's one of the lightest stringers, if not the lightest. Someone can check the facts on that. Again, I highly recommend it. I like it. Definitely will be using it for more stringing even at home, because I haven't really bought like a floor stand model, because in the past I've been almost exclusively traveling from tournament to tournament, and I had no use for a home model to string on, so I'm probably going to keep using it to get even better on it, like a little bit quicker for when I start traveling for bigger tournaments. Anyway, if there's anything you want me to check on it, or you have any questions about the stringer itself and my experience with it, please leave a comment and send me a message. And EasyStringer team is definitely a really good bunch of guys, because and girls, I assume. They answer questions quickly. So anyway, I highly recommend it, and I look forward to using it more and more in the future. Alright, catch you in the next video.